Hey y'all, how you doing? Hello. I'm so happy to be back with you and to come on here and just wish you a beautiful wrap up to 2023 and help get you on your way into 2024. I wanted to come back on and do the 2024 year ahead spreads as a thank you, really, to all of you who are being so beautifully patient with me on my journey as I, go away in my cocoon and, and transform what the next chapter of me and YouTube really looks like. I will be coming back in 2024. This is the beginning of that. It will be in a new way. I'll be discussing a lot of topics and sort of topical videos, maybe with some readings thrown in as requested. But my purpose and my desire in 2024 is to help, to serve you, to talk about the things that I feel will be of the most help in terms of a growth perspective, in terms of a healing perspective. And again, these readings that we're going to be looking at for 2024 is me saying just thank you so much. So many of you message me and leave comments on older videos saying, we miss you, hoping you're well. And I just appreciate it so much. That love and reaching out to me is the reason that I was inspired to do this surprise round of 2024 year ahead videos. I just, the love is real. The love I have for you is real. And I think about you guys. I appreciate you. I'm so excited to be back with you so soon. And I have some really exciting things coming up in 2024. And I want to bring you guys on that journey with me. And so, a lot to look forward to, a lot to discuss. There's been a lot going on for me in the past year, a lot that I've realized and been inspired around. And I'm just really excited to share those things with you, my tribe, my people, my crow spirits. I just so appreciate each and every one of you for watching this, for staying in the journey with me. All of you who subscribe to my newsletter, I just appreciate it so much. That's where the most up-to-date news for me really lies. And so definitely sign up for the newsletter if you want, really up-to-date crow realness. And yeah, this is my love letter to you. This is my thank you to you. So with that being said, here are your 2024 year ahead videos. And thank you guys again. And most of all, and as always, and for old time's sake, thank you for being you. And be well until next year. Hey Capricorns, how y'all doing? We're going to be taking a look at your 2024 year ahead here. I'm so very pleased to be back in the house. Had to say it. The first thing that's coming through with your 2024 year ahead in your meditation, and we're going to get right into the cards here because when I pulled these, I almost just went, it's almost funny just how positive and beautiful and constructive, and I would even dare say on the nose your reading is for this year, but that's a very, very positive thing. We don't want too much mystery when we're looking into your year ahead, right? So in your meditation, I heard the song that Everything's Coming Up Roses, if you're familiar with Miss Gypsy Rose Lee. And that song is, starting here, starting now. I won't sing it for you. I'll spare you. It's Everything's Coming Up Roses. And there is this sense of duality that I feel like your guides are calling into your perspective for the year, right? So when I say duality, let's talk about roses, right? We've got the bloom on top, which is beautiful. It smells nice. And then we have the thorns, right? So your guides are showing me an aspect of your year which calls attention to the life cycle of a rose, right? We plant the seed, we expose it to sun, we hydrate it, we watch it grow, we give it space, right? We prune it, we tend to it, and everything happens in cycles, right? So I'm seeing you're being called to not place too much emphasis on one particular part of the life cycle, right? Or the growth cycle, I should say, the growth cycle. I get chills. The growth cycle, right? So for you, I'm really feeling like if it's placing a lot of emphasis on the bloom, and we can say that that's the outcome or the destination, right? Over the journey, right, of the thorns and the stem and the life cycle of it, you could be missing out on some real gold by not looking at the entirety of your experiences and this year and going, okay, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be, times that things are moving a little bit more in a linear way and times when they're a bit zigzagged. But I'm an earth sign. I'm a Capricorn, right? I can step back, right? I have chills, guys. I can step back and look at the bigger picture and appreciate the entirety of a cycle and get more out of it from doing so, right? I'm getting very strong Queen of Pentacles energy for you this year, which is beautiful because she's all about growth. And she also reminds us that the more that we're grateful for what we already have, the more that we're going to manifest to be grateful for. And it's about loving things, or at least accepting things. You don't gotta love it, but at least accepting things as they are, right? Your cards here though. Let's talk about the cards here though. So your animal energy for the year is the Firefly, which is just like, oh, really? Really, Firefly? That is 8 of Wands energy. That is up, up, up and away. That is messages, contracts, offers. I'm hearing publishing. I'm hearing, sign on the dotted line here. Or I'm seeing emails coming through of, would you like to collaborate? Or what do you think about this? Or would you want to come in on me with this? A partnership, collaboration, joining group work. I'm hearing group work, a lot of positivity to be found. That can be with work related things, like coming together as a group to work, like a writer's group or like some sort of like support network. Or it could definitely be in your personal life where you're finding a lot of good and a lot of nourishment from your community or a found community that comes your way this year. Now, Firefly energy is really interesting as well, because even though it is fire energy, it's also got that air element to it as well. And there is that sense when we're looking at Firefly that it can be gone in an instant, right? It's like they flicker, they light up for certain times, but then they go dark. And so it really is bringing me back to that image of the rose and appreciating cycles for all stages that exist, right? Now your oracle this came out and I was like, hello, is Gaia's Garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. Number 18, 1 + 8 is 9, completion, coming to the final points of cycles. It's just so good. She's also giving me Queen of Pentacles, Gaia, Mother Earth energy, right? It's really, really beautiful. Whenever Gaia's Garden comes up, it's, I mean, at the risk of repeating myself, it really is about, cycles and understanding that there's times to give and there's times to receive, and really appreciating everything inherent and what it is to be on this earth and walking around in these bodies, right? It's interesting because we're carbon-based, right? And there's a certain call to understanding, that our experiences here are not meant to just be linear or not meant to just be one thing. So the more that you can embrace duality this year, it's like the higher you will soar. Firefly is about ingenious ideas, light bulb moments, like, oh, Eureka, I got it. It's all coming through. It's all making sense now. And that's you this year. It's really beautiful. Shining really brightly, standing in your light, but at the same time, very grounded, which is brilliant. So in your place of challenges this year, interestingly enough, we have Judgment. Now, this is the key before the final key in the major arcana, right? So we have Judgment, and then we have the World, which finishes it out. So again, we're looking at a 9 to the 10. We're looking at that point before the final completion where we're tying things up. Judgment is so beautiful. It really, really is, because it's about renewal. It's about awakening. It's about hindsight is 2020. It's that really beautiful sense of, wow, when I was in the thick of something, I really did not understand at the time how that experience was, molding me and crafting me for my highest and best good, to align me with things that were bigger and better than where I was, right? And it's that appreciation of the realignment of your past. And that's really, really stunning. And that's coming in as a challenge here, because the fact that it's coming in as your challenge is really telling me the more that you can look back in appreciation, and the more that you can ground yourself into trusting the path, the easier time you'll have with this. When this comes in as a challenge, it's a pretty soft, it's a soft landing, right? Like it really is lovely. The fact that this is also, we've got some like Christmas, beautiful reindeer energy here as well with the end of the year and St. George's flag. There really is that sense of go easy on yourself this year. As much as possible with your self-talk, with your inner critic, with your, taskmaster aspect of yourself that just wants to soar off to the moon and go, go, go and put in the work and, really push yourself. I'm hearing this is a year where you're really going to feel like pushing yourself. Just remember that, again, cycles, go easy on yourself, nurture yourself, and really lean into the aspect of yourself that goes, okay, well, there's times to rest, there's times to be a seed, and there's times to be at full bloom, and there's times to be in the middle, okay? That's what I feel like is coming through with judgment. Now, for your advice, you have 4 of Pentacles. Fascinating. Pentacles representing your earth sign selves, of course, but look at this, look at this. Do you see that bud? Can you see that? Hello, there we go. Let me just move away from the glare here. See that bug coming up from the earth here? This is, again, that squirrel energy is very much about sitting tight and right and trusting that your material gain is assured and that, oh my gosh, everything is coming up roses. How hilarious is that? This is really about trusting that you're always going to have what you need, and that you have all of the resources available both within and around you. I'm going back to that support system to get where you want to go and to fulfill your dreams, and that the work that you put in, I'm hearing the effort that you put in, trusting that it's going to pay off exactly as it's meant to in exactly the right time. That's your advice. But I'm really hearing for you guys, especially because you are the Firefly for this year, and then your advice is kind of a counter energy to that with 4 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands versus 4 of Pentacles. They're quite different, right? So I'm really hearing to take your time getting to where you're going and temper yourself, because I do feel like there's going to be a lot going on for you this year. But I feel like that you are driving that horse, right? It's because you have a strong aspiration towards something. You're driven, right? So I feel like Spirit is just coming in to say, Hosa, you're gonna get to where you're going, but this is not an elusive thing where if you don't act on it immediately, it's gonna fly away from you. Just something to take into the year and think back on. I feel like that might come up in some really interesting and maybe surprising ways. Now, your victory is fascinating. So you've got another major arcana here, right, alongside judgment. Your victory is death, which is Scorpio energy, which is really, really interesting. Let's look at the parallels here. So we've got your challenge of judgment, and then we've got your victory of death. Now, what do these two have in common? They're about change, right? One is about appreciating the change that has been and understanding that you're moving into a new cycle. Before you can do that, you need to take a moment to look back so that you can move forward. That's judgment. And then you're looking at death in your place of victory going, wow, endings that lead to new beginnings. Wow. I will say, and I felt this in your meditation as well, that there is some healing that wants to happen within you. And I feel like it's already been happening, right? And that's partly why you're coming through as the Firefly, right? Shining brightly. But I feel like there's a part of you that wants to heal from some sort of, I'm kind of feeling, could even be related to the time of the pandemic when it began. Something around that. There's been a cycle of it might have knocked you off your game or knocked you off of a sort of routine or I'm hearing like a certain pace that you were on, right? And because there is this feeling of like, oh, okay, I'm back at it. I'm feeling good. Things are moving again. Things are going forward. I'm reclaiming this sense of purpose and my own relationship to, how I spend my time and my work and how I feel about my experience. But then there's this death energy coming in as a place of victory going, but I also don't expect it to look like how it looked before. And that's why I'm victorious in it. Because I am open to a new incarnation of who I am now, coming out of the past few years, and open to who I will be as I move through this year, right? They're showing me that image of the rose again, y'all. So I'm really seeing, and it's funny, but if you were to plant a rose without knowing what kind of rose it was or what color it was going to be, because we're not meant to know everything about our experience, right? It would kind of take the learning out of it. I was going to say the fun. Well, yeah, but the learning out of it as well, because we're here to grow as souls, right? So I'm seeing to plant the seed that is your year without expecting or needing it to be a certain color. Don't go, this is going to be a red rose. That's what it's going to be, and it's going to bloom on this date, and it's going to look like this. Be open to something different sprouting from the seeds that you're planting throughout this year. It's going to surprise you, and I feel like it could be a beautiful hybrid rose that's never existed before, but that the world really needs. Okay, Capricorn, it's really, really beautiful. Really, really is. Now let's talk about your outcome. 9 of Pentacles, aka 9 of Cups. I mean, that's wish fulfillment. You could not get a better key in this placement. Your outcome is that your wishes are fulfilled. Okay, bye, that's it. I mean, what more do we need to say? It's so beautiful. You know, there's also an aspect of this. I do want to point out that this is a minor arcana, right? It's not major. So this is the result of the choices that you will or will not make. Okay. So I feel like there's a sense of that as well with 9 of Cups. Whenever we get this in the reverse position, it's in the upright for you, but when it is reversed, there is a call to, you know, look at excess, right? Overdoing things, burning yourself out, going to the extreme around something. It's that, you know, term of the too much of a good thing, right? So the fact that this is coming up as your outcome in the upright, but it is a minor, I would say that this year is very much up to your choices and also your relationship to allowing yourself to not just go through the cycles, but also appreciate the slower times, appreciate the down points, appreciate the times where, you know, you're being called to really rest and reset yourself so that you can get up and shine brightly like that firefly and bloom like that beautiful rose. So pace yourself, because there's a lot of wonderful opportunity coming to you this year. I do feel like this is self-directed opportunity. You are making your own opportunities this year. You are manifesting your good fortune. Ooh, hello, chills. Hello, chills. You are manifesting your own good fortune this year. I swear I could hear some of you go like, I know that's right. I manifest my good fortune. I don't just sit and wait around for it to come to me, okay? But that's what it feels like. But it feels incredibly, incredibly good, Capricorn. And I feel like there's a sense of like your guide's just going, okay, we're in this for the long haul, okay? So let's, you know, we gotta take a rest day, right? Before we get back on it. So overall, this is really, really beautiful, Capricorn. I'm very excited for your year ahead. It's been such a pleasure to be back with you. I have missed you guys so much. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I'm sending you so much love and many blessings going into your new year. And with that being said, what can I say but thank you for being you and be well. Until next time.